Hey, it's Julius. You've got the Rolling Green podcast, and this is the news for the week of May 5th, 2025. Some of the headlines this week: states sue over charger funds, House proposes a $250 EV fee, tariffs cause price increases, Volvo recalls 400,000 cars, Rivian builds a park, Minnesota and Walmart charge ahead, and March sales numbers. States sue over freeze on charger funds. On Wednesday, a lawsuit was filed against the Trump administration by the District of Columbia, New York, New Jersey, Colorado, California, and other states, claiming the federal government is illegally withholding billions in EV charger funding previously approved by Congress and allocated to the states. The states argue the administration's decision to suspend $3 billion in funds intended to help augment the number of EV chargers across the nation will devastate the ability of the states to build the charging infrastructure necessary for making EVs accessible to more consumers, combating climate change, reducing other harmful pollution, and supporting the states' green economies. The funds are part of the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Fund, which itself was part of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed by the Biden administration. U.S. House Republicans advanced a $250 EV fee. Reuters reports that U.S. House Republicans advanced a new $250 annual fee on electric cars and a $100 fee on hybrids. It does not include a fee on gas cars. The original fee proposed was $20, and it would apply to all cars. The fee is intended to fund road repairs as part of a tax reform bill under consideration. Sam Graves, head of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, when speaking about the Highway Trust Fund facing a $142 billion shortfall over the next 5 years, says, "The system for funding our federal surface transportation is broken." The Electrification Coalition, an EV advocacy group, said the $250 fee was unfair since an average gas-powered vehicle pays just $88 yearly in federal gas taxes. Ingrid Malmgren, Senior Policy Director for Plug-in America, another EV advocacy group, says, "EV drivers want to pay their fair share, but they don't want to be punished." 39 states now impose EV registration fees according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. These fees vary by state. One example, Texas charges a fee that is $120 more than that which is being levied on ICE cars, while California charges a fee that's $170 less than the fee for gas cars. Volvo recalls 400,000 vehicles. In an effort to resolve an issue of rear-view cameras not displaying when a vehicle is placed into reverse, Volvo is recalling 413,151 cars. The issue will be addressed via an over-the-air software update. The recall comes after a week Polestar recalled 27,000 Polestar 2s for a similar issue. Taking a look at the automakers, tariffs cause price increases. Effective May 2nd, Ford has become the first U.S. automaker to raise prices on Mexican-sourced cars and light trucks. The price increase is a direct result of the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. According to Ford, the trade war would raise costs by $2.5 billion for 2025, but said it would lower the exposure to about $1 billion. The Maverick pickup, Bronco Sport, and Mustang Mach-E will see changes on dealer invoices effective May 2nd. These vehicles are expected to arrive on dealer lots by late June. General Motors says it expects the tariffs will raise their costs by $4 to $5 billion, but expects to be able to offset this by at least 30%. Rivian and Lucid have also indicated that tariffs will increase production costs. Rivian CEO RJ Scaringe told Reuters the cost per vehicle was expected to rise by a couple of $1,000s due to tariffs. He also said Rivian was working on adjusting its supply chain to mitigate tariff costs. Rivian increased its forecast for capital expenditures to between $1.8 billion and $1.9 billion. They had previously predicted costs to be between $1.6 billion and $1.7 billion. This on account of tariffs affecting plant expansion costs. Lucid's interim CEO, Mark Winterhoff, said the company expects a rise of 8% to 15% in overall costs due to tariffs, without taking into account any mitigation efforts. Rivian to build a $120 million supplier park. Rivian also said it would invest $120 million to bring key suppliers closer to its Illinois plant ahead of production of the highly anticipated R2 midsize SUV. This will be a key enabler to increasing production at the plant in 2026 when we start to build R2 in addition to R1 and our commercial vans, CEO RJ Scarin said in a blog post. Hyundai introduces plug-in charge. Hyundai has announced that owners of electric vehicles now have the ability to locate, initiate, and pay for a charge across multiple EV charging networks, all through the My Hyundai app. An active BlueLink subscription is required to utilize the feature. Additionally, owners will be able to locate a charger and send its location to their car's navigation system via the My Hyundai app. The services integrates charging and billing for the following network providers: Iona, Tesla Superchargers, EVgo, ChargePoint, and ChargePoint roaming partners. That includes BC Hydro, Blink, Circuit Electrique, EV Connect, Flow, Shell Recharge, Mercedes-Benz Charging Network, and SEMA Charge. Hyundai also announced plug-in charge for the 2025 Ioniq 5 and the 2026 Ioniq 9, as well as all future Ioniq and electric models will also get plug-in charge. Plug-in charge allows owners to simply pull up to a charger, connect, and automatically initiate charging. Payment is taken care of in the background. Take advantage of plug-in charge. Owners will need to have plug-in charge enabled within their My Hyundai app and have an active BlueLink subscription. Looking at infrastructure, Minnesota pushes forward with $10 million in charger expansion. The Minnesota Department of Transportation announces 12 future locations of new electric vehicle charging stations along Interstates 90 and 94, funded with nearly $10 million in combined state and federal funding. The federal funds derived from the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, which was part of the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed by Congress. While the federal NEVI program was recently suspended and its future is uncertain, Minnesota Department of Transportation secured $4.5 million for this second round of funds and will provide another $4.7 million in state funding for a total of $10 million. So Minnesotans expect to see new DC fast chargers installed in the following locations: Barnesville, Fergus Falls, Rockville, Lake Elmo, Laverne, Worthington, Jackson, Blue Earth, Albert Lea, Austin, Stewartville, and St. Charles. Walmart announces an EV charging network. Walmart officially announced plans to install new EV fast charging stations at thousands of Walmart and Sam's Club locations across the country. This network is not an extension of their agreement with Electrify America. This new charging network is in addition to the existing Electrify America units. According to the announcement, Walmart has a store or club located within 10 miles of approximately 90% of America. That means unserved population centers will now have access to high-speed charging, improving access and potentially aiding in electric vehicle adoption. Walmart plans to complete the build-out by 2030. Tesla launches a cheaper Model Y. On Tuesday, Tesla announced their long-range rear-wheel drive Model Y at $44,990. For those eligible for the federal tax credit, that brings the cost down to $37,490, while the long-range all-wheel drive model remains unchanged at $48,990. Let's look at the EV sales numbers for March. Well, for March, new EV sales increased by 18.5% month over month, according to Cox Automotive data. The top 5 selling new EV models ranked by sales volume were the Tesla Model 3, Model Y, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the Chevrolet Equinox, and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Meanwhile, used EV sales increased by 45% month over month in March. The top 5 selling models by volume were the Tesla Model 3, Model Y, and Model S, followed by the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Chevrolet Bolt, collectively accounting for 48% of the market share for the month. Retail share for EVs in the used market hit 2% for the first time ever. March transaction prices. The average transaction price for a new electric vehicle was $59,205. This is a 3.8% increase from the previous month and a 4.4% increase from the previous year. The average listing price for used vehicles was $36,929. This was a decrease of 2.9% from the previous month, but an increase compared to the same period last year. That's the news for this week. Green Car Geek News is published weekly on the Rolling Green Podcast. You can subscribe to the Rolling Green Podcast. Just look for it on Substack at the Green Car Geek, Apple Music, and Spotify.